And good morning, sports fans. It's the coach, Karl DeMasi, live from the center of the sports universe, Coach's Corner. That's right. I'm here every Saturday morning with the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, going live, talking local sports. It's all local, all the time, right here from Coach's Corner. So I'm excited to be here. It's a lot of fun. It's December 3rd, okay? We had a state playoff game last night. We have flag football playoff games Thursday night. It's just a crazy time here in Savannah, Georgia. We got college championship Saturday going on, 4 o'clock. The Dogs against the Crimson Tide, Georgia, Alabama. So I'm excited to be here. And, of course, I'm representing. I'm from Georgia now. I got to root for Georgia, even though Notre Dame's a little near and dear to my heart. And Georgia broke my heart in 1980. But we'll talk about that later on. But once again, I'm glad you could join me, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, one segment or not. But don't forget, I also have a great website called the Prep Sports Report that I try to keep up, well, I do keep up, on what's going on locally with high school sports. If you got a story, hey, call me, 912-507-9158. Email me, kdemasi at theprepsportsreport.com. Call DeMasi at gmail.com, kdemasi at hotmail.com. Get me the information about these kids. That's what the Prep Sports Report is all about, and I'm excited to do it. I've been doing that first since 2000. I've been doing the radio and the internet since 2010. I just love sports. I'm a sports fanatic. And I know I get overzealous and I go fast and I bubble and stumble sometimes, but you know what? It's a lot of fun. All right, what do we got on tap today? Of course, we go today we will go in 4 quarters. First quarter, local news, local sports. Second quarter, talking the Dogs. That's right, with a UGA alum, Georgia Bulldog fanatic. You talk anything Georgia Bulldogs, this guy will help you. And he gets to pick 5 games against the spread. Little under 500, but he does a good job. It's a lot of fun doing it. And that's, of course, with the columnist, Stephen Allen Weeks. Quarter number 3. All right, we're going to talk to our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. This is how it all started. I love getting the news out here. More news about the good kids, the kids that have done something special. From South Effingham High School, the Region 2A, 6A Player of the Year. And his team only, I think, won 2 games. And that's Cameron Edwards from South Effingham. All right, and then in quarter number 4, all right, I'll talk to the man that's leaving us. He's been here for about 3.5 years, WSAV sports reporter, weekend sports anchor, does a great job. He'll be on his way up to Mercedes-Benz Stadium to watch the Dogs, to bring back reports from the Dogs against the Crimson Tide, Georgia, Alabama. But that's Karl DeMasi. He's taking a new job. He's going to go up to the ATL and work for Bally Sports. That's the Falcons. That's the Braves. That's the Hawks. College football. So he's going to be doing a lot with Bally Sports, who has taken over Fox Sports 1, I guess you would say it. So we'll talk to Karl DeMasi going up there to the ATL. He's got about a week left here in Savannah, Georgia. Oh, and I've got quarter number 5. Sorry, we play 5 quarters. I'm going to close out the show with the video from last night's state football game, BC against North Oconee. So it'll be a lot of fun. Got to thank Frank Silkowski and WJCL for sending me the highlights every week for the whole football season. Still got 1 more week to go. That's right. All right, high school sports, step 1 in the door. Okay, Benedictine 12-2, 1 game away from the state championships. Next Friday, 3:30 at the, let me get this right, the Centerpac Park on the campus of Georgia State University. Just call it the old Turner Field. Okay, they'll play at 3:30 against Carver out of Columbus. So that should be a good one, okay? Big win last night. They are right now still ranked number 2. I don't know why they're not ranked the number 1. They beat number 1, so maybe that ranking has changed. Calvary, heartbreaker, they're still ranked up there high in the Class A private schools. Prince Avenue Christian, who they beat at the beginning of the season, is playing in the championship. Calvary is home. They finished at 12-1. So last night, Benedictine, great game. I was there for the whole game, back and forth. They beat North Oconee way back in the earlier season, 47, I think 18 or something like that. Well, last night, it was a great playoff game, 42-32. North Oconee wouldn't lay down, but you know what? Danny Britt and his boys have done it again. They're in the state championship. 2014 state championship. 2016 state championship. Can we say 2021? We'll see what happens next Friday. All right, flag football. There was a bunch of flag football last week, Tuesday night, November 30th. All right. In round 1, Calvary Day School beat Statesboro 18-6. St. Vincent's beat Kendrick 19-14. Those are the only 2 teams to move on to the second round. James lost to Southeast Bullock 44-0. Portal beat Beach 13-6. Columbus, out of Columbus, Georgia, beat Richmond Hill 22-0. Sumter beat New Hempstead 13-0. And Pacelli beat Effingham County 27-0. So on the same night, we went to the second round, okay? Calvary beat LaGrange 26-0. And St. Vincent's beat Mary Persons 13-12. So they came back and played it again this week on Wednesday night. All right, Calvary Day School beat Pace, 19-0 lead. They finished winning 19-6. They'll be going to the semifinals. Heartbreaker for the St. Vincent's Lady Saints. I was there for the whole game. They're down 14-0. Portal, which was the runner-up last year, to Calvary. Calvary beat them 6-0 in the championship. Portal goes out 14-0. St. Vincent's comes back. They tie the game. Well, they didn't tie the game. Okay, they're down 14-0. They score a touchdown with 7 minutes to go. It's 14-7. The Aliota girls, Hayden and Reagan, unbelievable. Tag team, twins, both juniors, standout flag football players. While they get the ball back, they score with 1 minute to go in the game. Aliota to Aliota. Okay, it's 14-13. St. Vincent's goes for 2 to win the game. With a minute left, I mean, it's the coach's decision. I've done it before, coaching basketball, coaching football. You're going to go for the win. Well, sure enough, Hayden drops back, throws it to the end zone, and I forget who the girl was, Caroline Wilson. I forget what the girl's name is. I do apologize, but the ball is tipped up 3 times. I mean, it's tipped up. The defender and the St. Vincent's player going for it, falls to the turf. St. Vincent's loses 14-13. So Calvary will make the trip Monday up to the Home Depot Park, which is located behind the Mercedes-Benz Stadium for the semifinals and a chance to go to the championship Thursday at Georgia State University's Center Park Stadium, which is the old Ted Turner Field. So Calvary Day School is 25-0. They haven't lost the game in 2 years. They've only been playing for 2 years. They'll take on Southeast Bullock. Okay, Calvary is 16-0 this year. Southeast Bullock is 17-0. They'll play in the semifinals next Thursday. I think it's 11 o'clock, so that'll be a lot of fun. All right, basketball rankings. Yes, it's basketball season, and I'm going to keep this for about another 2 minutes because I want to keep on track. Windsor Forest boys ranked 2nd in the state. Johnson boys ranked 8th in the state. That's in AAA. Woodville boys in AA ranked 6th. In girls, Beach cracks the top 10. They're number 7. Johnson drops out. Woodville Tompkins in AA is ranked 10th, and the Calvary girls are ranked 8th in Class A private. I know step 2 in the door is talking about college football. Savannah State. Sean Quinn announced Tuesday he's leaving. Well, yesterday, I really don't blow in my own bubble here. I'm not all about this, but a kid I know has been given the interim tag as the head coach until Savannah State finds somebody, and it's none other than the real Coach DeMasi, Russell DeMasi. My son is named the interim head coach at Savannah State. I've been here for 26 years. Savannah State football, I've been following it all along. I was a high school football coach. Savannah State is a gold mine. It's Division II. Sean Quinn came in, did a great job, got the local kids to stay. Hopefully Coach DeMasi can do the same thing. But once again, congratulations to my boy, Russell DeMasi, for being the interim head coach. And it's sad to say that Sean Quinn is leaving. He's done a great job, turned his program around in 2 years. It was unbelievable. So, once again, Savannah State will go on. Sean Quinn, best of luck wherever you go, and thank you for giving my son a chance because you named him the assistant head coach. You gave him a lot of responsibilities. It's worked out. All right, Savannah State women's basketball, 5-0. They'll play next week. The men's team won their first game last week. Cleffin State. They'll play today at 2 o'clock against Clayton State over at Tiger Arena. All right, college football, none other than Georgia taking on Alabama, 4 o'clock for the SEC championship over at the Aquatic Center. It's the SCAD Swimming Invitational. Yesterday they had the first day. Today's the second day. Going into the second day, the SCAD B swimming team is first in the women's division. The men are third. What else is there? Pro football. The Falcons beat Jacksonville 21-14. They'll take on the Buccaneers tomorrow at 1 p.m. in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Tampa Bay, number 1. Atlanta, number 2 in that South Division. Pro basketball, Hawks are 12-11. Baseball's got a lockout. And don't forget, today is the Savannah Bridge Run put on by the Savannah Sports Council, who brings in a lot of great events here to Savannah, Georgia. Well, that's the wrap-up quick. We got to go to our next guest, and we're going to be picking the winners with none other then the man himself, it's going to be the columnist, Stephen Elmo Weeks. We'll talk about it. We come back, we'll be talking Georgia Bulldog football. He's a full Bulldog fanatic. And, of course, he's going to take 5 games against the spread, and he's going to try and pick the winners. Be back. 3 minutes.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, it comes in uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies. Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And good morning, sports fans. And welcome to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, heard every Saturday morning live on the internet. The Karl DeMasi Facebook page, Karl DeMasi Sports Report Facebook page, the Coach's Corner Facebook page, Twitter at KD Sports Report, YouTube at the Karl DeMasi Sports Report channel, and then a little added feature I've been posting up on the Prep Sports Report Facebook page because of high school football and what's going on with the championships. But it's been a lot of fun. We've been doing this the whole season. I think this might be the last week that we do this, but he could come out and we could have the picking the winners bowl season edition with Stephen Elmo Weeks. But we've been doing this all week, all year. We've been talking about Georgia football first, and then Stephen gets to pick 5 games. I mean, the man has a plethora of knowledge of college football. I don't know how he comes up with these people's names on all these different teams, but he does a great job. I don't, wreck it. What are you going to do? But he does a great job. I enjoyed watching it and keeping up with it every Saturday. And he's joining us now on the Coach's Corner hot seat, of course himself, the columnist, Stephen Elmo Weeks. What's up, Stephen?
Hey, man. How are you?
Saturday morning on sports. We're talking Bulldog football. We're talking local sports. It's heaven for me. No matter how much I blunder and stumble and bumble, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. This is one of the best days of the year when we get all the championship games. There was a couple last night, actually. Utah beat up on Oregon again, and And UTSA, University of Texas, San Antonio, won a really pretty exciting game with Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky might have the best quarterback in the country, by the way. Bailey Zappi. He threw 4 or 5 more touchdown passes last night. And when they go to their bowl game, I think he's going to break the all-time record for number of touchdown passes in a season. So pretty big stuff there.
I don't know how you remember all these names. Brandon Zappi. I mean, it's unbelievable. And talking about the Utah Oregon game last night.
Yeah,
I really did not like the commentators' comments. I mean, these guys are commentators. Yeah. Okay, they're sports broadcasters, and they're saying, "Oh, this is embarrassing to watch Oregon like this. This is twice this year. They should be embarrassed about themselves." Just call the game. Tell me what's going on in the game. I don't care whether you think it's embarrassing or not. You're not part of that coaching staff. You're not part of that school. Where did you get off calling it embarrassing? You think those kids are going out there and they want to be embarrassed?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you on that. Probably no place for those kind of comments. I think something weird about college football culture is this whole concept of being embarrassed. Look, they got blown out. They didn't play very well.
No,
they weren't prepared. There's no question about it. It was the same thing that happened, I guess, 2 weeks ago. I mean, I think Utah is just a much better football team than Oregon, and I think if they played 10 times, it probably happened 10 times. So nothing to be embarrassed about. They just didn't get it done, and maybe they learned something from it. Come back next year and beat Utah. But I'm not a huge fan of this is embarrassing and all that. The quarterback for Oregon is going to be Anthony Brown, who played at Boston College. I don't know why people thought switching uniforms was going to make him a different player. He's a really good athlete who does not perform very well under pressure. He did that at Boston College. He does it at Oregon. And so, I mean, I thought from the perspective of what we're doing now, I thought last night might have been the easiest pick of the whole week. Utah was going to blow those dudes out. I mean, that's right. It's just better. They're bigger, stronger. They're better coached. Kyle Whittingham. It's always interesting to me that we have this coaching carousel, right? And every year there's people fired and millions paid out, and nobody mentions 2 guys that I think are 2 of the best coaches in college football: Jeff Monken and Kyle Whittingham. All those dudes do is win. And they win. It's old school. It's old-fashioned, but it's smart. Every year, all these people are paid ungodly sums of money, and then we had Brian Kelly abandoning his team right before the college football playoff, which I think that might happen. You got Lincoln Riley. He's leaving Oklahoma. He's going out to Southern California. And nobody ever mentions maybe the 2 of the best. I'd say Whittingham's probably in the top 10 of all coaches in the United States. All that guy does is win. He just won the Pac-12 again. He's going to Rose Bowl again. I don't know. It's weird to me, man. Like maybe people see football differently than I do. I can't believe Mark Stoops is still coaching Kentucky. He might be the actual best coach in the United States, literally. Yep. To take them from what they were historically to 8-9 wins. They beat Florida. They win bowl games. They beat Penn State in a bowl game. They beat Penn State in a bowl game where they only ran the Wildcat. They didn't have a quarterback. They had no quarterback on the roster because everybody was hurt, and they beat Penn State in a bowl game. Tell me that guy can't coach, Carl. So, Oklahoma's out here looking around. He's got the same last name as your boy, Bob. It's his brother. It's shocking to me, like why, how people keep getting hired at these jobs, and you overlook the guys who have so much success everywhere they go. Guys like Jeff Monken, Kyle Whittingham, Mark Stoops. Man, I remember when Frank Solich got fired at Nebraska. Everybody said, "You can't win like that." How'd that work out in Nebraska? They've had 4 or 5 coaches since then, and all that guy did was go over to the Mid-American Conference and win championships there at Ohio.
Ohio University, the Bobcats.
Bobcats. They're in Athens, Ohio.
Right.
So I don't know. I just feel like maybe sometimes the the media, and I was I was a part of this for a while. Maybe we get guilty of falling in love with things that are exciting, shiny, shiny, bright things, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Mark Stoops, Jeff Monken, Kyle Whittingham, run the ball, play defense, don't let people score. That usually works.
It sure does. Offense wins games, defense wins championships. That's what they always say. So.
That's it. Offense, yeah, you get on ESPN with offense, you get a trophy in your hands with defense.
All right, so let's do this right now. You're talking about defenses, the best defense in the country. We saw what Auburn did to Alabama last week, and Alabama pulls it out. But I'm telling you right now, they haven't seen a defense like the Georgia Junkyard Bulldog defense, as the good Irk Russell used to call them. So I mean, I know what's Georgia 6.5 right now. Yeah. I just can't see Alabama playing with them.
So here's what I was going to say, man. Why don't we save this for the end today?
Okay.
Do a little bit different. Let's go through all the championship games, and we'll talk about the Dogs at the end.
All right, so first one on tap. You got Bella taking on the Cowboys, which has a heck of a defense also.
Oh, yeah. So, I watched – I have not seen Baylor. I think I've only seen Baylor play one time against Oklahoma. I've seen Oklahoma State quite a bit. If Georgia wasn't as good on defense as they are, everybody would be talking about Oklahoma State's defense. They don't give up very much. They got lit up a little bit last week by Oklahoma, but came back, pulled it out. I think, unfortunately, that win probably may have taken so much out of them. It might be hard for them to get up again this week for Baylor. I'm going to take Baylor plus the 5.5. I kind of hope that Oklahoma State wins the game. I like the way they play. I like they got some swagger. They're fun to watch. Their uniforms are actually really cool too. Not for nothing. My 5-year-old calls them the Halloween team. They every time he sees them on TV, he goes, "Hey, it's a Halloween team." So I'm gonna take Baylor plus the 5.5. Baylor's been a great story. Dave Aranda at Baylor. I don't know how they're doing it. They don't have the athletes. When you watch them, you can tell they don't have the dudes that the other teams have, but I don't know. They took down Oklahoma. They played everybody tough. I'm going to take Baylor plus the 5.5. I think Oklahoma State might still win, but it might be like 14-10, something like that.
Low scoring affair. Okay, then we go to Kent State. The Flash is taking on Northern Illinois, the Huskies.
All right, so this is the Mid-American Conference Championship. This is MACtion. That's what they call it. We call it MACtion.
Right.
These guys play on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and any day that they'll put them on TV, right?
Yep.
I think Northern Illinois has been skating by all year. They've won 4 games by 1 point. They've won 6 games by 1 score or less. I think Kent State's probably the best team in the league, top to bottom. They've had some weird – MACtion is weird, man. Like, teams blow people out, then come back and get blown out. But I think Kent State's got a really, really good offense. They're going to put up a ton of points today. Probably this game could go over the century mark. They could combine for 100. But I think Kent State ends up with like 60, and Northern Illinois ends up with like 48. So we'll take Kent State minus the 3.5 over Northern Illinois.
All right, we're going to the Aztecs. We're going San Diego.
Northern Illinois has the kid with the best name in college football. You will love this name. Their quarterback's name is Rocky Lombardi.
Any relationship to Vince Lombardi?
I don't know. Probably down the line, but Rocky Lombardi, man, he's good. He's a really good player. But anyway, we'll go with Kent State there.
All right, so let's go to the Aztecs taking on Utah State, not the Utes, Utah State.
So this is your Mountain West championship game, Carl. Mountain West is actually a really good conference. A lot of good teams in Mountain West. Boise State, San Diego State, Utah State. All these guys, all these good teams. Nobody remembers this. Boise State almost beat Oklahoma State. They lost by 1 point on a failed 2-point conversion. So, this is a good conference. And I'm tired of picking against San Diego State. They're kind of hard to watch. Like, their best player is their punter. This guy averages like 60 yards a punt. But it works. I thought they were going to lose last week. I thought Boise State would get them. I thought Nevada would get them. They're just really, really good. They do what they do really well. They play great defense. Another guy who's a great coach out there, used to coach at Michigan, is Brady Hoke.
Yep.
Man, he's got the Aztecs absolutely rolling. I'm going to take San Diego State to shut down Utah State. We'll go with the Aztecs -6.
Aztecs -6. Okay, now we're going to the Fun Belt or the Sun Belt. Louisiana taking on App State in Boone, North Carolina.
App State, obviously, has broken a lot of hearts. They beat up on Georgia Southern last week. It's been a great rivalry. Louisiana, their coach, is coaching his last game with his boys. He's going to go to Florida. He's probably going to turn that program around. As a Georgia fan, I was extremely disappointed that Florida was finally smart enough to hire a good coach. Billy Napier, really good coach. He knows what he's doing. I think he's going to get Florida going in the right direction, probably quick in a hurry. And I think this time the swan song going out one last time with his guys. He's got. God bless you. God bless you. He's got a great quarterback, great running back. I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those teams of destiny kind of things. And Louisiana +3 playing Appalachian State. Appalachian State, honestly, is probably better. Their defense is really, really good too. This just feels like one of those things where Billy Napier goes out a winner.
I agree with you. All right, we got Houston, or they say Houston. Houston taking on Cincinnati. This is a big one. Does Cincinnati stay in the top 4?
So personally, I think Houston beat Cincinnati today. I know they're getting 10.5. Nobody watched Houston all year. They played the American Conference. They played on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sundays, and I don't know when they were playing. Nobody watched them play. It was also their first game of the season against Texas Tech when Texas Tech was completely healthy. They only lost by 3 or something. Maybe look, I think it's 27-24. They've won every game since then. They've blown most people out. They really throw it. Clayton Tune is their quarterback, and the tune he sings is touchdown passes. He's thrown a bunch. They get up and down the field, but they've also got a bunch of dudes on defense. They really haven't been challenged in the last 11 weeks. They're 11-1. They've won 11 in a row. Cincinnati, people keep looking at the final score and the dudes that you were talking about, like Herc Herbstreit, saying, well, a win's a win's a win. When you're scraping past East Carolina, when you're scraping past Navy, that's indicative of some stuff going on that when you finally play a really good team, it's going to catch up to you. It really could have caught up to them last week. If anybody watched them play East Carolina, after the first quarter, East Carolina controlled the football game.
Right.
They just aren't good enough to get the ball in the end zone. They missed field goals. They threw an interception, on their own 10-yard line, 15-yard line. So they gave Cincinnati a lot of favors. I think Houston not only covers the 10.5. I think Houston beats Cincinnati. It's at Cincinnati in their stadium. They haven't lost there in 26 games. They're 26-0 in their last 26 at home. Everything says, okay, Cincinnati goes ahead and wins. I don't think so. I think Houston's better. Dana Holgorsen came from West Virginia. He's used to big game atmospheres. He's beaten Oklahoma at Oklahoma. I think Houston wins the football game and knocks Cincinnati out of the playoff. I don't really know if I want that to happen. I just think it's going to happen.
It's going to be pretty interesting, and I think a lot of people are going to be watching that game because Cincinnati's been the Cinderella story all year. It's, out of the Power 5, be the first one ever to make it into the Final Four if they win, so we'll see what happens. All right, I can't believe I'm reading this. The ACC Championship, and there's no Clemson.
Yep.
Pittsburgh against Wake Forest, who plays no defense.
No Clemson, no Florida State, no Miami. Big game. So we got Pittsburgh versus Wake Forest. Sounds like a pretty good basketball game.
It does.
Pittsburgh has been pretty good all season. They lost a very strange game against Western Michigan. I don't know how that managed to happen, but overall, Pittsburgh has been the most balanced team. They beat Tennessee at Tennessee. They're pretty good. They got a really good quarterback, Kenny Pickett. He's going to be playing on Sundays, making a lot of money.
Yep.
Wake Forest has been a great story. I really, honestly, to be completely honest with you, I thought Wake Forest was going to fold up the tents and lose their last 4 games. They got blown out by Clemson, but they came back. They did what they had to do. They won. They beat Boston College. They got in the game. I think Pittsburgh's a lot better. They're just as good on offense, and they actually put defense on the field. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh minus the 3 here against Wake Forest. And I'll just as an aside, I'm terrible at this. Like, we both know my record. My record is not good. I think Pittsburgh is way better. I think Pittsburgh blows Wake Forest out.
All right, before we get to the big one here now, because you haven't broken down or picked Georgia all year long.
We're gonna do the Big Ten.
We got to go to Big. Okay, let's do the Big Ten first, and I want to give you something before we get to Georgia, Alabama. So we got the Big Ten. We got Iowa versus the most hated coach in the United States, Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh. Everybody hates Jim Harbaugh. Honestly, Jim Harbaugh has been really good at Michigan. I don't know why everybody wants to fire him. He finally beat Ohio State, but I think getting up for this game, I don't think Iowa has enough offense to win. But I think this will be the least watchable game of the whole day. This is going to be hard to watch. Michigan's probably going to be a little hungover from that Ohio State thing, which I mean, there's people still in that stadium right now singing and probably drinking beer, doing whatever they're doing. Iowa, if you watch Iowa play football, it's almost like if you watch the guy on the driving range and he's hitting shanks and tops and then goes out and shoots 74. I mean, watching Iowa play football is painful. They don't throw it well. They don't really run it that well. They play really good defense. They punt and kick pretty well. I don't think that they might not score more than 7 points today. So I don't think Michigan covers, but I think it's like 17-7, 14-3. And it's, I'd tell everybody, check the score on the ticker. Don't watch this one. This will make you not want to ever watch football again. It's going to be boring. It's going to be back and forth. There's going to be a lot of punts. But I think Iowa covers that 11 just barely. Like I said, something like 14-3 to push or 10-7, 14-7. Just awful watchable football.
All right, before we get to the big one, I got to talk about a local boy, which I forgot all about it. We're going to go back to you picking Kent State. Well, Kent State giving a 3.5 to Northern Illinois.
Okay.
If you watch that game, number 26, only a freshman, true freshman, Ontario Brown, who committed to South Carolina but chose to go to Northern Illinois at a beach high school. He's their leading rusher, number 26.
Man, that's awesome. Well, hopefully he has a good game, but Kent State wins.
But once again, number 26, if you watch that game, Ontario Brown out of Beach High School.
That's awesome, man. I love to hear that. Love it.
He's their leading rusher. All right, here we go. Georgia versus Alabama. Hey, when was the last time Georgia won the SEC?
The last time Georgia won the SEC championship was 2017. Beat Auburn when Auburn's Ronnie Brown was banged up, couldn't go, and obviously Georgia then goes on, wins the Rose Bowl, gets the thing, and then we get second and 26. Let's not talk about that.
We won't.
So I've been a Georgia fan my whole life, right? Very, very rarely in my life have I felt confident about Georgia football. I was at school with Ray Goff. Pretty much we could have lost any game during that era. Then we had Jim Donnan. Yeah. Oh, that was tough. Then we had Jim Donnan, where we knew we would beat everybody except for Florida and Auburn or Tennessee. Then Rick came in. We had a lot of confidence. I never really felt super confident with Rick because we didn't never play defense or not often play defense. Like I always knew that we were going to score and be exciting, but you never knew. I'm going to say this right now. Georgia's going to win this game today. Georgia's going to win the SEC championship. They're going to beat Alabama. It's odd as a Georgia fan. I was raised with Larry Munson, and just one more time, guys. I don't think it's like that anymore. Kirby Smart's changed this whole deal. I think Georgia's a better team. I think Alabama's banged up. They don't have running backs. Their offensive line's banged up. They do have a great defense. I don't think it's a high-scoring thing. Anybody who scores 20 probably wins. I think Georgia wins and covers. I like Georgia like 21-6 or something. I watched the entire Alabama-Auburn game last week. And if they couldn't block Auburn's defensive line, there's no way they can block Georgia's defensive line. They may come out with better stuff, and then they'll get Jamison Williams back from the targeting thing the second half. There's just – if you can't block Auburn, there's no way you can block Georgia. And I don't think Georgia's defense takes a break today. I think they're starving for this win. I think Kirby's got them in the exact right headspace. Dogs win, maybe big, honestly. It's the best Georgia team I've ever seen I'm 49 years old. It's the best Georgia team I've ever seen. That includes 2012. Because remember, 2012, when we catch the ball and the clock runs out in Atlanta, we got beat 35-7 in Columbia by a South Carolina team that ended up like 6-6. So that, I mean, okay, 2017, man, that thing got rolling, got blown out by Auburn, and I mean blown out by Auburn on the Plains, and then their running back got hurt, and they couldn't get it done in Atlanta. This is the best Georgia team I've ever seen. I've said forever, like the whole season, I've been saying, Stetson Bennett's, I don't know, I'm not, and I don't trust Stetson Bennett. There's a chance he's going to throw some picks today. I'm just not sure it matters. The defense is so good, and we run the ball. When Georgia runs the ball, when we choose to run the ball, we run the ball really, really, really well. Alabama has had some trouble stopping the run. Now, last week they did a great job, but I think Auburn's quarterback couldn't put his right foot on the ground for most of the game. He had a broken ankle, whatever that was.
All right.
So Georgia wins and covers.
Okay, quickly give us your rundown. I got my next guest waiting in the waiting room. Go right ahead.
Let's go. Big 12 championship. We got Baylor plus 5.5. And in the MAC championship, MACtion, we got Penn State minus 3.5. In the Mountain West championship, San Diego State minus 6. In the Sun Belt, which is close to our hearts, Louisiana plus 3. In the American Athletic Conference, Houston plus 10.5, and I think they win outright. In the ACC, Pittsburgh minus 3. In the Big Ten, Iowa versus Michigan. Iowa plus 11 versus Michigan, but don't watch it. And finally, the biggest game of the day, Georgia minus 6.5 to win the SEC championship game and be the number 1 seed in the college football playoff. I think it's going to happen.
Well, let's hope you run that table, because you run that table, it could get you right to 500.
I know. That's it. That's why I picked all the games this week. It's the only chance I had to get back to 500. I got to run the table. We're running the table today, baby. We're going, what is that, 7 or 8? No, whatever it is.
Right. All right, one last time, but we're going to come back with a College Bowl preview too. So
yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, one last time, this is for all the Barbles. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Thanks, Stephen. I mean, just a lot of fun with Stephen Elmo Weeks every week, picking the winners. He went with all the championship games. Hopefully he runs the table. That'll get him a 500. But I'm going to bring him back because we're going to Bowl series. Well, next up, he's been waiting patiently. He's in the waiting room. Got to thank the sponsors, Cameron. So hang on there. This kid had a phenomenal season at South Effingham High School. The Region 2 6A, second to the biggest conference, Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Cameron Edwards from South Effingham High School. And he's also a state gold medalist in the triple jump in track and field. He's up next. Stay tuned 3 minutes with the Mustang himself, Cameron Edwards. We'll be right back. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network.
All time, that's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson's Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson's Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. at locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies. Come see where everyone is a
Yo,
winner.
you still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room. If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And good morning, sports fans. It's the coach, Karl DeMasi, live from Coach's Corner, the center of the sports universe, every Saturday morning, talking sports, all local, all the time. And what do you want me to tell you? This is probably the favorite part of my show. Okay, this is where we bring on the kids that have done something special. This is how it all started, talking about local kids, just giving them a little more publicity. And I do it because I love sports. I love high school sports. And, I mean, if you follow the Prep Sports Report, we did a little highlight on this young man last spring because he just won the triple jump in Class 6A, okay, brought home the gold medal, okay, to South Effingham High School on the football field. Let me tell you, this year, he had a phenomenal season. He ran for 1,093 yards in 9 games, not 10, only in 9 games, okay? He had 6 games over 100 yards, and he had 2 games over 200 yards, and he finished out his career against Bradwell, rushing for 232 yards on 30 carries in a win. South Effingham only won 2 games this year. And he was voted the Offensive Player of the Year for Region 2 6A, which is Glen Academy, Brunswick, Richmond Hill, Effingham, Bradwell. If I forgot anybody else, I do. Statesboro, of course, then of South Effingham. But he's had a phenomenal year. Talking to Coach Clark, he's grown into being one of the true leaders up there at South Effingham High School. He's turned everything around. This kid squats like 550 pounds. He's made a commitment to being the best he can be. I mean, what more can a coach say about this kid? And he said he deserves being the Offensive Player of the Year. So joining me now live on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, he's on the Coach's Corner hot seat. This week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic from South Effingham High School, okay, the Mustangs, Cameron Edward, and a state champion. Good morning, Cameron. How's it going?
Morning, Coach. How's it doing?
Hey, you know, here on Saturday morning, I'm talking sports. I talk to kids like you every week. They deserve being the Athlete of the Week, and you're the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. But once again, phenomenal career, getting the bling last year. This year, I mean, just running all over the place. Just congratulations. That's all I got to say to you.
Thank you, Coach. I also wanted to congratulate you. I heard your son was named the interim coach at Savannah State, and that's a real big accomplishment right there.
Yeah, well, you know, as we say now, I'm the old ball coach. He's the ball coach now. So I'm still coaching basketball. I'm off the football field, but, it all started way back when he was a little kid. But, yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And for everybody that's told me thank you, it really means a lot. And I just hope he can get the interim tag taken off and he can be the head coach at Savannah State. So it'll be pretty nice to do that. So, but anyway, all right, let's talk about Cameron Edwards, okay? I mean, last year, track, unbelievable. Did you, imagine winning a triple, winning that triple jump up there at the state meet?
At the start of the season, it was a goal like that I set for myself for like senior year and stuff like that. And our coaches joked about it all the time. And then just winning it and having the conversation with Coach Scholes just was amazing. Like, I didn't realize I'd ever be put in this position this early.
Wow, simply amazing. You got to defend it this year now. You got to come back with some more bling.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. Sports, okay, football and track. We talked a little. You might try a little soccer this year. But when did you start playing sports, and when did you pick up the pigskin?
I started sports I played everything at 6 years old, like 12 years ago, and I just fell in love with football, and that was my main priority. And I didn't really fall in love with track until like later down the line, like high school, middle school. But I love football. I want to do football. I want my career to be based off of football one day or something.
What made you pick the triple jump, though? That's sort of question I was thinking about all week when I wanted to talk to you. Oh, well, the last 2 days. Okay, why the triple jump? I mean, you got to be really a specialist in doing that event.
Yeah, actually, I didn't start with triple jump. I started with long jump, and we were short, like people my freshman year, like doing triple jump. Nobody knew how to do it. So we had this coach come in and teach me how to do it. And it was a group of us who just started. And I didn't start triple jump until like 9th grade. I didn't do it in middle school. So
right. So football, 6 years old. And I mean, talking to Coach Clark, he says you're unbelievable as an offensive running back. He says you see things that people don't see. And he also says you run hard, you're strong, you're powerful. But he says you might be a little better on the defensive side of the ball. So what's your impression of what your best skill is on the football field?
I feel like my best skill is knowing like where to be in the right place, because on offense I play running back and I play defense as well. So I know where the holes are going to be at. And then again, like on the running back side, I know where the linebackers are going to be at, where the linebackers are flowing to. So it's just good to know both sides of the ball.
Yeah, so I mean, what do you like doing? You like running the ball and running people over? You like bringing the smack?
I probably have to say I like running back more, but just because I've done it longer. But defense. I didn't start playing defense till like I think this year was the first year I started defense, and then also played defense like a little bit my freshman year and stuff like that. But this year was the first year I actually got a full grasp of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, talking to Coach Clark, and he's saying that you were more valuable on the offensive side of the ball. He wished he could have played you more on defense. I had a kid like that, too, at Groves High School. I mean, the kid was unbelievable, and I couldn't afford to put him on defense. As a freshman, this kid had 109 tackles, but I just kept him on the offense side of the ball. So that's another story. But we're talking about Cameron Edwards, this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic After the Week from South Effingham High School, the Region 2 6A Offensive Player of the Year. So, I mean, over 500 pounds squatting. I mean, you're a brick house. What drove you to be this strong physical guy? And what specific routine did you use?
I was taught like, I think I got into the weight room at like in 8th grade, and I was taught that the weight room would translate to the field, and it definitely has. So, just lifting every single day, not taking any reps off, always like encouraging my teammates in the weight room and stuff like that, just making sure they're doing the right thing, and just blessed. That's all I can say. Is I'm blessed.
So, some pretty impressive numbers. 525 pounds in a squat, benches 315, and runs the 40 in 4.5. That's pretty impressive there. So I would say you're doing the right thing. So you got your routine down. Now you've had some big games in your career. Tell us about the game or the 2 games that you ran for over 200 yards. What was that like?
I mean, going into the game, I was like, okay, well, we'd look at film and be like, oh, these are the people that are like the guys, like the good football players. And then if we get those guys blocked, then I can just make people miss on the second level and stuff like that. And my offensive line was fortunate to block a few people, get in front of a few people, and I just spring it out and busted about 50 yards and just running, scoring touchdowns and stuff like that with him.
Now, when you found out you had over 200 yards, what was that like?
I mean, I wasn't like surprised, but also I was like, well, we didn't win. So we didn't win a lot of games. So that's what I was really focused on, trying to win and stuff like that. And if that helped it, then it helped it. I
mean, 232 yards, 30 carries, 3 TDs against Bradwell to end your career. So that's pretty impressive. And, now Cameron Edwards, state gold medalist, player of the year. What's something people don't know about Cameron Edwards? What do you like to do? What's something people don't know about you?
One thing people don't know about me is that I'm a gamer. I like to play video games and stuff like that a lot. Yeah.
That's your guys' age group. So, you've been in South Effingham. You've been up at Effingham for 4 years. Any role models that you look up to?
I have a role model, but he's never been to South Effingham. I don't even think he knows what the school is. But Lamar Jackson, he's my role model. Like, just everybody's saying, oh, he can't be a quarterback. He can't do this. He can't do that. And they actually try to change him to receiver and stuff like that. And it just surprises me how he can deal with all that, like, hate coming towards him and still, like, do great things at quarterback. But
Nah, I can understand that. If you're just tuning in, you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report on the internet, on the Karl DeMasi Facebook page, on the Karl DeMasi Sports Report Facebook page, on Coach's Corner Facebook page, Prep Sports Report Facebook page. I'm talking to the Region 2A Offense Player of the Year from South Effingham High School, Cameron Edwards. So tell us about South Effingham. What has it meant to Cameron Edwards? What have your coaches meant to you?
It was an amazing experience, like, just playing for this school. Like, I remember just middle school and elementary school, I'd come to games and go under stands, play football, and then come out and watch the game and just be like, oh, I want to do that one day, and then finally getting the chance to do that. And I just think all my coaches that coached me, all sports, football, basketball, track, soccer, all that. And I like to thank Coach Clark and Coach Souls, my track coach, Coach Souls, and Coach Clark, obviously. They changed me, the person. They made me the person I am today, and without them, I wouldn't be where I am today.
And you had to have family support. You got to talk about your family. What does your parents or your family meant to your success on the track and on the football field, and of course in the classroom? I heard, because you're a really good student from what Coach Clark told me.
My mom, I'd have to give her the props because she pushes me and my sister all the time and make sure that we're doing the right thing and we stay out of trouble. And just I love my mom. She's my rock. Everybody says that. She's my rock. And my dad, just making sure I have my head in the right places and not making any mistakes and stuff like that, and just watching my game tape and giving me, like, feedback and stuff like that. And my sister, I love her. I don't got a lot to say about her, but
well, you got to have family support, and it seems like they're behind you, and you're having a good career. So you got a young kid over there at South Effingham, because you maybe in middle school, and he comes up to you and says, "I want to be like you. I want to be a track star and football player." Of course, you're going to tell him academics first. What would you tell that young kid?
To a younger athlete, I'd probably say, just chase your dreams. Don't let anybody tell you that your dream is not possible. So just go in, work every single day, bust your butt, and the work will pay off. I promise you, one day it'll pay off.
All right, so maybe mom, maybe dad is listening, maybe your sister. Whoops. Hold it. I'll bring you back, Cameron. I hit the wrong button. There we go. There's so many buttons I got to press. So, all right, so you go to college, you're playing football after college is over, you want to do something with your life. What's the dream job for Cameron Edwards?
I've always wanted to be, like, a football coach. Like, after college, I wanted to be, like, a coach, maybe come back to South Effingham and coach, or any smaller school just to coach and bring them to a national championship. That's really what everybody says. But, I just want to have something to do with sports, or maybe I could coach the triple jump, something. I don't know.
Be involved in sports, give back to what you've gained. But really impressive. When I saw that you won the Region 2A 6A Player of the Year, Offense Player of the Year, it's really impressive because that's some black and blue football in that division. Keep up the great work, and I'll put a good word in for you for a football coach I know. So maybe I'll come up there and talk to you. But once again, and if you come to the game today, just take it easy on the old ball coach, okay? Because we're playing the Mustangs today. So.
Yes, sir.
So, once again, congratulations. That's why, Cameron, you're this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic athlete. Keep up the great work. I'll look for you in the stands tonight. But once again, keep working hard, son. You got a lot of good qualities. Keep on working at it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Cameron Edwards. I mean, the kid's an athlete, student athlete for what Coach Nathan Clark tells me, the head football coach at South Effingham. He's got the grades. He's got the stamina. 525 pounds squatting, 315-pound bench lift, 4.5 40-yard dash, and he ran for over 1,000 yards this year in 9 games. Pretty impressive. So once again, congratulations to Cameron Edwards. All right, next up, he's got to understand this. I got to thank my sponsors because he's in this industry. We'll be back with 3 minutes because this guy is leaving us. That's right. He's been here for about 3.5 years, done a great job at WSAV. Sometimes he wears a little purple, sometimes a little orange. he'll grow into getting the right colors sooner or later. But anyway, he's done a great job. Connor DelPrete from WSAV, the Friday Night Blitz, the weekend sports anchor. Can't wait to talk to him. He's on his way to bigger and better things, Bally Sports. He's going to be covering the big boys, the Falcons, the Hawks, and the Braves. We'll be right back. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here from the center of the sports universe, Coach's Corner, all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. So come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are
Wetherington
New York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
I would say maybe. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get the specific deck and guide you to it on Waze. Like if I could just set a waypoint or something.
I think you're muted, Coach. I don't hear you. It still says you're muted. No, I still have a mute sign next to you, Coach. I don't know. I'm mute.
World Congress Center should be right across the street. Nope.
I can try logging back in. log back in.
All right. It looks like I'm back. Check. 1, 2, 3, check. Check. 1, 2, 3, back. Check. All right, I'm back. I'm going to try and get Connor right now. So hang out. We had a little technical difficulty here. So let me go to, once again, thank my sponsors. And up next is Connor DelPrete from WSAV.
All-time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New
Wetherington
York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And finally, welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Heard every Saturday morning live here at Coach's Corner, and it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Don't forget, we have 3 shows, 4 shows, 5 shows, okay, if you want to count the 19th hole with the Herb brothers who come on during the Masters. You got the Karl DeMasi Sports Report every Saturday morning from 9 to about 10:30. You got Rubbin' and Grubbin' every Wednesday night talking all NASCAR with the Atlanta man, Brandon Baines. Does a great job from 6 to 7. Then 2 podcasts, the Hot Grids podcast with Travis John and Spencer Maddox. And, of course, the Who's On First baseball podcast with the coach and the baseball fanatic, Kyle Lawson. All right, don't forget, we also got presents here. You want to buy someone a T-shirt, a long-sleeve T-shirt, a hat. This guy might want one before he heads up there to the good old ATL, but he's done a great job. He's been here since July 19th, July 2018, and he's done a great job, 3.5 years. Young guy joining me now on the Coach's Corner hot seat after the internet went out, and that's, of course, Connor DelPrete from WSAV, the Friday Night Blitz.
What's going on? What an intro. I appreciate you, Coach. Thanks for having me on. Actually in the ATL right now, not just scoping out apartments. We're here for the SEC Championship as well. So psyched to be here on the show, though.
You know, you know, people don't realize, what you guys do, because you don't live a normal life. I mean, you're at the station, you get there, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you're there till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on big nights, big events. Then you got to wait when your affiliate is playing some big sporting events or some big concert or something. So they don't know how much this means to the kids, the people in the area. But you guys, you guys do a great job. And like I've always said, I'm not WSAV, I'm not WTOC, I'm not WJCL, I'm not the Savannah Morning News. I'm just a guy that loves.
This camera just went out.
It's very nice though.
There we go.
I'm hearing now.
Yeah. Was that me or who?
No,
who's here?
It's something with the internet, so it's not you, and that's what you know. So, but you guys do a great job, and I appreciate what you've done. I know you got a big promotion. You're gonna go up to the ATL, cover the Braves, the Hawks, the Falcons, and do some special things for Valley Sports. But once again, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. It's meant a lot to be here the last 3.5 years. It still doesn't even feel real that I'm leaving. You spend enough time at a place. And it starts to feel like your second home. And this is the longest I've stayed in a single city besides Elon in North Carolina for college. And that doesn't really count in my books. So this area has meant so much to me. And you're right about the schedule's not normal. Don't really live a normal life. It's been kind of up and down at times, but it's worth it when you get to cover stuff, not just like the SEC championship, but Friday night football. It's just like we had last night. And trips to state championships, and all that's worth it because of the relationships you build with guys like yourself, with the coaches, with the players. It's something I'm really going to miss, and it's what made it's a cool promotion and a really cool job that I'm excited for. It doesn't make the leave any easier because I really loved my time here, and just really glad that I have 2 more weeks here to still highlight the athletes and stuff.
So now you're leaving the good old SAV. You've been here for 3.5 years. What's been your most favorite part about, or favorite thing about Savannah, Georgia, besides the athletics?
Yeah. Okay. So besides the athletics, I think the food scene. The food scene's pretty good, right? So yeah, Savannah gets the rap as it's a good place to go grab some adult beverages and explore the river, but on the way, you can get some pretty good food as well. The Chinese food is really good downtown. Vic's on the river. Alligator Soul is my favorite restaurant that I've ever been to in my life. Best steak I've ever had in my life is Alligator Soul. So I think the food scene and drink scene is just incredible. So, yeah. Also, we're about to drive into a parking deck, so I apologize if the service goes out. I'm doing my best to stay on here.
All right, so I'll make it. I'll make this quick.
So you know what I'm doing, Coach? I'm hopping out right here. Only for you, Coach. See, Andy can be the boss. Just let me out. We're walking in ATL. We're giving you a view of, won't be my real new home, but giving you a look at the parking deck right now at the SEC Championship. All right, I'm all yours.
Hey, if you rent out a space in the parking deck, that saves you a lot of money for rent. You know that.
Yeah. You're telling me. I found out pretty quickly how expensive Atlanta is just going through apartments.com. So I may have to look at this orange deck here and maybe set up the air mattress or something for a couple of days while I search for a place. I still haven't signed my lease yet. The apartment's dragging their feet. I don't want to shout them out on this show because I don't want to pressure them or anything, but they're kind of dragging their feet. So I may have to look for some alternate spots.
All right. So as far as, your next job, okay, you go into Valley Sports, which took over for Fox Sports or took on the Falcons, the Hawks, and Braves. I mean, what's that going to entail for you?
Yeah, so the best way when people ask me what the job entails and what exactly is, I describe it as it's exactly what I'm doing right now. I just won't be on TV. It's an associate producer job, and it's more of a feature story job where I still have that camera on my shoulder. I still have the mics. I'm still interviewing players, coaches, fans, everyone in between, and putting together feature stories for Valley Sports' pregame shows, postgame shows, in-game shows, everywhere in between. So they do the broadcasts for the Braves, the Hawks, Atlanta United, Atlanta Dream, and then they also go into the Charlotte Hornets and the Carolina Hurricanes up there in North Carolina. So I get to do the stuff that I love most about my job right now, which is the feature storytelling. I just don't have to put on a suit. at 11 o'clock anymore. I can work more of normal shift hours, which after 5.5 years doing this between sports in Savannah and news in Wilmington, I kind of wanted to change it up and see what it would be like working a little Monday through Friday besides postseason. So the parts of what I love most about WSAV stay with this move to Ballet Sports. So I'm really excited.
Now, you just said news and sports, so you've done both areas. Which one do you enjoy the most?
Sports. Come on, sports. I will never – I think my 2 years in Wilmington, North Carolina, where I was a news reporter, helped shape me as a journalist and storyteller. But it's a grind, and I have so much respect for all the people at WSAV and all the other stations in our area that do that every day. But as a kid coming right out of college, that was a grind, and I could almost kind of feel the burnout coming a little bit, and I've always wanted to be in sports. And so I kind of forced my way into the Friday night football coverage in Wilmington and just said, like, hey, I'll work an off day, turn in a feature if you just let me contribute on Friday nights. Nice. It got me enough sort of tape, so to speak, to send off to Greg Talbot here at WSAV, and he made the hire, and it changed my life. And I got to do this for 3.5 years, and I'm lucky to say that I'll be able to stay in sports even though I'm leaving Savannah.
All right, so we talked about favorite thing to do in Savannah. You talked about Alligator Soul. You gave a lot of publicity for these places, but
yeah,
as far as favorite sporting event that you covered in Savannah now, not going up to Atlanta and covered in Savannah, what has been your favorite sport to cover?
Favorite sport to cover, I think because of the repetitions and the amount of resources we put behind it, I would be remiss if I didn't just mention how awesome covering football has been. It's been really rewarding seeing you come to a place in 2018 and Southeast Georgia football already feels like they're slept on a little bit, and you hear these freshmen talking about it. And then here I am 3.5 years later covering their signing days and covering them signing not just with Power 5 schools, but with some incredible FCS schools, some incredible Division II schools, being able to stay at home and go to Savannah State, have their families come to the game. That's been incredibly rewarding just to see these kids finally getting the recognition they deserve. And I think people are starting to wake up about Southeast Georgia, not just football, but all sports in general. So anytime I get to highlight those high school athletes has been really rewarding. I will really miss my trips to Statesboro for Georgia Southern football. That fan base, they are pound for pound the most passionate fan base in college football, I think. If you gave them a program the size of a USC or a Penn State, they would be by far the most passionate overall fan base in college football. So pound for pound, I think they're right there. Seeing Savannah State's growth from, I mean, Coach, with Russell being there and him being part of that huge transition. Also, congratulations on the interim coach job. That's huge. Seeing their transition was really rewarding as well. When I came here in 2018, they were sort of an afterthought and not really something that Savannah was getting behind. And now you look at the crowds at TA Wright Stadium, it's insane. The show out they get for any random games, not just conference games, but any game. Edward Waters is in town. Even though it rained this year, the stadium would be full, I'm sure, if it wasn't raining in a monsoon. So all those parts, seen as I grow as a journalist, seeing the city and those athletes grow and gain that recognition has been just really rewarding for me.
All right, I know you stay until November 12th. I want to ask you about the tenants across the street from you. You're a baseball fanatic like I am. You die with the Baltimore Orioles. I die with the New York Yankees. Now, I got to be honest with you. I die with the Atlanta Braves too. But tell me about Savannah Bananas. Did you ever think coming to a place like Savannah, Georgia, you would find such a electrifying organization in an ancient, historic ballpark?
No, because you can watch all the YouTube videos you want. You can hear the stories. And I'd heard a little bit about them beforehand. And Greg told me about them during the interview process. It was like one of the first things he brought up is, hey, one of the perks of this job is we're right across the street from the most electric team in the country. And all that is great, but you can't really, and I'm sure you hear this a lot and a lot of guests will tell you, you can't really truly understand what this team's about until you see it in person. So I remember my first game, I walk in and I come face to face with the Savannah Man Nanas, which are the Nanas, just old dudes in tutus shaking their you-know-whats. And right then I knew that it was going to be a little bit different than any other baseball I'd covered before. It wouldn't be like an Orioles game in a good way. And the way that they've intersected having fun while also being a pretty dang good baseball team has been really cool to see. So no, there's nothing that can prepare you for something like that. Seeing it in person really makes you come to that realization. So those are one of those groups that I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss everyone. The Bananas are one of those just with them being right across the street, I feel like once a month I'm talking to Jesse or Jared or some of the players and to see how the city has embraced them. I know in the beginning of the pandemic too, they were the first group that really tried to make a comeback during the pandemic in Savannah, and that meant a lot to people in Savannah who are looking for sports as a way to escape, and sports sometimes wasn't there in the beginning of the pandemic. So what the Bananas have done for a long time is pretty powerful, and the best part of Twitter and social media and only being 4 hours away is I can come back to Savannah anytime I want and visit all y'all and check up on y'all. So I'm excited to follow that.
Do you know you just said y'all 5 times?
So my parents and my family in Baltimore, Baltimore, not Baltimore, just like it's Atlanta, not Atlanta. My parents in Baltimore give me so much guff for that, and my family in general. But I'm saying it in group messages now, Coach. Y'all, if I say you all, it autocorrects to y'all in group messages at this point. So I am fully immersed, and I'm moving to Atlanta, and y'all will still be used as it is up here. I know it's Atlanta, not Atlanta, so I've been working on that. I know not to call it Hotlanta. That is a no-no, apparently. So I've already almost said it today. Had to zip my lips on that one. So I will not.
He just froze.
Saying that whatsoever. I just froze?
Now you're back now. You're back now.
I'm back now. Okay. I say I already consider myself a Georgian at this point. I'm going to be a true Atlantean whenever my time at Valley Sports. Or I may be here the rest of my life. Who knows? But through a year, you get me back on the show a year from now, and I will have the lingo down to a science at this point.
You're welcome anytime, Connor. I'm going to miss the sidelines, whether it be on the football field, the basketball court, baseball field. You've done a great job. I've watched you grow. You're really, really good at what you're doing, and I appreciate you coming down here. And I'll let you in on something. When of course, I grew up a Yankee fan, but there was always something about the Baltimore Orioles I loved. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the orange in the uniform or the bird, but you got some good people up there in Maryland land. So once again, keep up the great work, and I'll see you before you leave. And enjoy it today. All right, quickly, Georgia, Alabama. Quickly, give us that sports reporter's input.
I am in the car with a Georgia fan leading up to this. He's our photog. He's a huge Georgia fan, and he's like, I'm really, really nervous. And I don't think he has to be. Yes, Alabama is an underdog for the first time in what seems like decades, a touchdown underdog. But there's good reason for that. Georgia has been so good this year, no matter who they've played. It's always been, this is the week they could slip up. This is the week they may not cover the spread, or they may look a little sluggish. Never really been the case. And mind you, they're doing this with Stetson Bennett, who has come on and just taken the country by storm. 5th best QB rating in the country, and he was a walk-on? You kidding me? Making Pierce County proud. I know that his whole family is here for that. He's riding the wave of that. I think Georgia's defense is the best that I've ever seen. They're right up there with the 2019 LSU offense, who I actually saw in this stadium back in 2019. I was here when they beat Georgia. As good as that offense was, I think this Georgia defense may be even more dominant. I just don't see a way that Alabama, who struggled against Auburn last week, can keep up with Georgia. Now, that may come back to bite me, but Georgia has given me no reason to doubt them so far this season. That's always my rule of thumb, just kind of like Benedictine, too. After those first 2 games of the season with the high school football in Savannah, they haven't really given me a reason to doubt, and so I've never really picked against them. I'm going Georgia here. I think it may be close, but I think Georgia may run away with the end, maybe 10, 15-point win.
All right, well, have fun. Go find Mr. Goldstein, that Jersey guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, once again, I appreciate everything you've done, and keep in touch, and good luck at Valley Sports, and maybe we'll see you on a pregame show.
That's the goal. That's the goal down the road. I'm taking a break from the on-air stuff for a little bit, but the door's never closed in this industry. So it's a small world. You meet a lot of people that can help you out. So just super excited for the opportunity, super grateful that you had me on the show, and really grateful for what you do for all the high school athletes. You know that I steal your Athlete of the Week stories every week. So,
hey, like I said, you guys, I can't compare to you guys. So I appreciate that. It's a compliment, and keep up the great work. And I just can't. I'm not going to see you Friday on the sidelines. I wish I could get up there at 3:30, but the real job is to teach and coach. So
I got you. Yeah. Well, if you need me on the show again, we'll be here in Atlanta for the flag football championships. We'll have at least one area team there. Hopefully, it's either Southeast Bullock or Calvary Day in the flag football championships Thursday, and then of course Benedictine on Friday. So if you need anyone from WSAV again on the show, we'll be making this same trip up to Atlanta in just about a week. Me and the WSAV team here who just showed up. How about that?
Go have fun.
Yep, will do, Coach. Appreciate you.
Go Dogs, but I know in your heart it's go Ravens, go Orioles.
Yeah, big game tomorrow against the Steelers. Let's not forget that, Coach.
Talk to you later.
Yep, see you, man.
I mean, a lot of young, energetic guys come through here. And like I said, I can't match what they do. I'm just, my real job is to teach and to coach. And this has been a hobby of mine that has grown unbelievable since the year 2000. I never thought it would be this big, but I gotta say thank you to Karl DeMasi. He does Rex Castillo, who left. He's out in Columbus, Georgia, doing a great job. Greg Talbert, he's now trying to become an English teacher up there in somewhere in Spokane, Washington. So these guys do a great job. I can't match Frank Silkowski. I can't match Dennis Knight. I can't match Lindsey Goff or Jake Wallace or, once again, Andrew Goldstein now and Karl DelPrete. But whatever I could do to help to get the news out there and get some more PR for these young kids, you got to love it. All right, give me a 3-minute break. I'm going to wrap this up. Sorry we had a couple of little glitches there, but you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live from the center of the sports universe at Coach's Corner. 3 minutes, I'll wrap it up.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, it comes in uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a
Yo,
winner.
you still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New
Wetherington
York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room. If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, quarter number 5, live from the center of sports universe, Coach's Corner. And I got to thank John Henderson and Del Henderson for letting me do this every week. Hey, do you need a Christmas present? Do you need a Christmas present? They got T-shirts. They got long-sleeve T-shirts. They got hats. Coach's Corner. I'm going to grab some because I'm going to give them out as presents. So come on by, come to Coach's Corner and support Coach's Corner and get some more word out there about Coach's Corner by buying a T-shirt and giving it as a present for this Christmas holiday. Don't forget, little slow down here because of all the bowl games and football going on. 4 o'clock, you got the SEC championship right here, Alabama and Georgia. Tomorrow, this event was canceled because of COVID. It's the Joe Holman Memorial Concert. It's supposed to take place in 2020. Was canceled due to COVID. It will be tomorrow, Sunday, out in the Soundgarden from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. So come on out, support Joe Holman. I heard he was a great musician, great bartender, adult beverage maker. So come out and get some music tomorrow here at Coach's Corner. They'd love to have you. All right, fourth quarter. 3 steps out the door. Before I show you the video of of BC, my first step is to talk about college football coaches. I mean, yes, you know it. I root for Georgia. I root for Georgia Southern. I root for Savannah State. But near and dear to my heart has always been Notre Dame. Growing up Catholic in New York on Long Island, it was a ritual that we watched Notre Dame football every Saturday afternoon with my father. I grew up a Notre Dame fan. 1980, these guys broke my heart, okay? And I know everybody's saying that the Georgia Bulldogs this year is probably one of the greatest teams ever and everything else. But that 1980 Georgia Bulldog football team that won the national championship will always be the best team in my heart because they beat my favorite team. Herschel Walker, unbelievable. Bobo, I think, was the quarterback. Hey, we even got a couple of guys in Savannah that played for him. So, but what Brian Kelly did is totally, totally wrong. Finish out the season with your team. You came into these kids' houses, you came into these kids' schools, and you said to them, I'm going to be here. The bowl season isn't open. You got a chance to play for a national championship if things happen. If people lose, you jump ship. And then the fiasco at LSU the other night at the basketball game, he's talking with a Southern accent. This guy hasn't been below the Mason-Dixon's line all his whole life, except to play some football games. Well, Brian Kelly, see ya. Glad you're gone, okay? Hope you do well at LSU for those LSU fans. But in my book, coaches who jump ship before the playoffs start. Now, I'm not talking about guys that leave because the season's over and they applied for another job. Hey, I know if you're not looking to find a better job, I understand that. I agree with that. But jumping ship before it's even the end of the bowl season, your team is in contention to be in the college football playoffs. Playoffs? Didn't matter to Brian Kelly. All right? So that was step number 1. Step number 2, Deontay Bass at Windsor Forest had his signing yesterday. This young kid is very articulate. He does a great job. He knows how to talk to people, and he signed to go play Division I big-time basketball at Georgetown University. Georgetown University, John Thompson Sr., one of the best basketball programs ever. I mean, Horace Broadneck's coached over at Savannah State now, played for that national championship team. Patrick Ewing came down to recruit Deontay Bass. This was all about these kids getting these major scholarships. And I'm not just picking out Deontay Bass. I mean, because all the scholarships that Zeke gets are very special. But, I mean, this young man, I've watched him grow. He's just phenomenal. I wish him a lot of luck. All right, what do we got coming up? Not 1, but not 2, but the man himself, Danny Britt, is going for his 3rd state championship since he's taken over that program almost 11 years ago. And I remember the first year. I was at Groves High School when they kicked that extra field goal his first year to go 5-5 and make the state playoffs. And, I mean, we talked about it afterwards. I have a little closer, relationship with him because he was the head coach at Calvary. I was the head coach at Groves. He also got to coach my youngest son. He came back and was the defensive coordinator for Mark Stroud, who's still there. And he's just a player's coach. He's got tough love. He expects perfection. He expects you to do the right thing. But, I mean, playing for his 3rd state championship, BC, this Friday afternoon at 3:30. So I don't know if I could do as great a job as the big guy does, Frank Solkowski and Amy Zimmer. But this is the highlight from WJCL, the Frenzy last night. It's 2 minutes long. I'm going to try and keep up with it, so bear with me. So here we go. North Laconia goes up 24-21, but here it is right here. Gurna to Cam Edge for a second touchdown night. Cam Edge was unbelievable all night long. Justin Thomas, Cam Edge, Zaquan Bryant, they all did everything on offense, and here he is. Justin Thomas is going to finish it off, going in for the touchdown. And BC goes on to win 42-32. And we'll get to see them in the state championship next Friday at 3:30 in the afternoon in Center Pack Park up there on the campus of Georgia State, Georgia State's new football field, which was the old Turner Field for the Braves. It's nothing more exciting than that. So that's it for this week. That's it for this week's edition of the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Hope you enjoyed it. Connor DelPrete, all the best of luck. Leaving WSAV, going to work for Valley Sports up in the ATL, producing shows for the Braves, the Falcons, and the Hawks. I mean, it's a step up. That's what the kid wants to do, and hopefully someday we'll see him on TV. Well, I'm out of here. Like I say every week, whatever you're doing today, tomorrow, or the rest of the weekend, always hit it at the park. And until I see you next week, may it be your greatest week ever. God bless. Good luck. Go Cadets. Don't forget, go Cavaliers. Okay, Lady Cavaliers will play Monday at the Home Depot Bank Park behind Mercedes-Benz Stadium to get to the championships of the girls high school flag football 1-4A division. They're the defending champions, 25-0. They'll be taking on Southeast Bullock. All right, other than that, I'm out of here. Talk to you later.